Hello my dear students, welcome to today's class. Today we will learn the contents of learning grammar of your English textbook Snowflake. And from this we will learn only the contents of the page number 76 to page number 80. Now let's begin with the page number 76. Where our first topic is about past continuous tense. To learn about past continuous tense, let's learn it with two examples. The sweeper was cleaning the garden. The courtiers were waiting for Emperor Akbar. Here, in this two sentences, we see the action took place in the past and continued for a particular period of time. So students, the past continuous tense shows an action which took place in the past and continued for a period of time. Same here, both the actions also took place in the past and continued for a period of time. Now, you have learned what is past continuous tense. Now, let's see how we can make the sentences in the past continuous tense. To make past continuous tense form of sentences, was or were plus ing form of the verb is used. So, to make the sentence in the past continuous tense, we use what? Was and were, was or were with the ing form of the verb. Now you see what we have seen. Was or were is used with the ing form of the verb. You see here, the first sentence, the sweeper was cleaning the garden. Here, was is used with the ing form of the verb. Here, the ing form of the main verb cleaning is used or not? Here, so, and in the second sentence, the courtiers were waiting for Emperor Akbar. Here, where is used with the ing form of the verb which. In which sentences we should use the was and which sentence we should use the were. Let me tell you, was is to be used if the subject in the sentence is in the singular form, and where is to be used if the subject in the sentence is in the plural form. Here you see, in the first sentence we have used was because here the subject, which is the subject in this sentence? Sweeper. Here sweeper is the subject and it is in the singular form. So we have used the was. Here in this sentence, the sweeper. Here the sweeper is the subject, so we have used was. In the next sentence, the courtiers is the subject, so we have used were. Okay, clear? Now, our next topic is comparative sentence. Now let's see these two examples. Girija is older than me. Shanti can run faster than Mohan. Here, in these sentences, it shows comparison. Yes, as you have heard that we use the comparative er form of adjective to compare two things. Here, what I have said just now, that The comparative sentences shows comparison. Here, Girija is older than me. Here, Girija is compared to me or not? And to make the comparative sentence, the comparative er form of adjective is used. How? Old, older is used. Er form of adjective older is used. Shanti can run faster than Mohan. Here also in this sentence, Shanti is compared to whom? Mohan. And here, what is used? The comparative er form of fast, faster is used. One more fact that we have to keep in mind is that while comparing two people or things, we use the comparative form of adjective followed by then. Here you see the comparative er form of adjective is followed by what? Then. Yes? Here? Same here. The comparative er form of adjective is followed by what? Then. So clear? The comparative sentences shows comparison, and to make the comparative sentences, the er form of adjective is used and the adjective is followed by a then. Okay? Our next topic is conjunction. Students, conjunctions are words used to join words, sentences or phrases. There are many conjunctions, but among them we will learn the uses of only 3 conjunctions. They are and, but and although. So, what are conjunctions? Conjunctions are words used to join sentences, words or phrases. Now, let's see the uses of the first conjunction which we will learn, that is and. So, the conjunction and is used to join those sentences which are of equal importance. You see, here and is used to join sentences that are of equal importance. That means, let's see with example. For example, Geeta likes to watch television. She loves to read books. Here, 2 sentences are given. So, the first sentence is say, Geeta likes to watch television. And the next sentence, she loves to read books. So, here, both the sentences are of equal importance. So, we can write in this way, Geeta likes to watch television and she loves to read books. So, Geeta likes to watch television and she loves to read books. Now we have joined these 2 sentences with the conjunction and by removing the full stop in between. Next, let's see the uses of the but. But is used to join sentences that show contrast, means difference. Okay, she waited for Tanvi. The other sentence is she did not come. Here, these sentences are showing contrast or not? So, we will join these 2 sentences with the conjunction but. By removing the full stop, we will add but. Okay? Next, see our third conjunction, that is although. Although is used to join sentences which show contrast, but the second sentence occurs in spite of the first. Here, although is used to join sentences that show contrast, but the second sentence occurs in spite of the first. Okay? Let's see the example. We left for school on time. We reached late. Here, this both the action shows contrast, but the second action occurs in spite of the first. So, we can write although we left for school on time, we reached late. Okay? Understood? Now our next topic is countable and uncountable nouns. So, what are countable nouns and what are uncountable nouns? Countable nouns are those that can be counted. For example, boy, bird. You see, countable nouns are those that can be counted. Here, boy, bird. We can count them in separate unit or not? Yes. 1 boy, 2 boys, 100 boys. In this way we can count. So, these are said to be countable nouns. Now, next is the uncountable nouns. Uncountable nouns are those that cannot be counted. For example, water, gold. All these, can we count water in separate units? No. Gold? No. We need to measure it in quantity. So, it cannot be counted in separate units. So, it is said to be uncountable noun. So, our next topic is pronouns. What are pronouns? Pronouns are words used in place of a noun. When we talk about the same person continuously in what we do not keep repeating the person or thing again and again. To avoid repetition, we use words he, she, it, they, you and we to avoid the repetition of the noun again and again in place of the noun. Such words are called pronouns. So, what are called pronouns? Pronouns are words used in place of a noun to avoid repetition. So, let's see with example. Rani loves ice cream. Rani reads in class 3. Rani goes to school by bus. Here, all these sentences are about whom? Rani. Here, the noun Rani is repeated again and again in every sentence. So, to avoid repetition in the sentence, what we can do? We can use she. The pronoun she. Here also same. Now, we can say Rani loves ice cream. She reads in class 3. She goes to school by bus. You see, as per the definition, what is the definition? Pronouns are words used in place of a noun. Here, she is the pronoun. Pronoun is used in place of the noun. Okay? And what? Pronouns help us avoid repetition. Here, this pronoun helps us using repetition or not? Here, she helps us to avoid repetition. If the noun in the sentence is about female or a girl, then she is to be used. Here, Rani is a girl. It's a female gender. So, it is she is to be used. noun in the sentence talks about a boy, then he is to be used. And if it talks about birds, animals or things, then it is to be used. And they and we is used in the plural form. So today we have learned about countables and uncountable nouns, conjunctions, comparative sentences, past continuous tense and pronouns. So with this, I wind up today's class. Thank you.